What is up, Midnight Nation? It is I, Midnight, and today, like I promised you, I am going to go ahead and bring you some updates on the competitive play for Season 2 on Overwatch 2. So let's go ahead and jump into it. First, like you see here, skill rating is now measured on a 1 to 5,000 scale of the former 1 to 100 scale. Here are the skill rating tiers. You have Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, Diamond, Master, and Grandmaster. This is how it's gonna basically work. In Bronze, Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond tiers, a player will not drop out of their tier even if their skill rating falls below the cutoff, which is great for the new people who want to go ahead and jump into competitive and they're getting a grip on it, or even if you're just having a bad day, you're not gonna drop if you're below the cutoff. In Masters and Grandmaster tiers, a player whose skill rating falls below their tier's minimum will be moved to a lower tier. Now, it used to say over here, players of drastically different skill ratings, more than 500, will no longer be able to group in competitive matches. So that kind of means if you got a group of friends and one of you just so happens to, hey, I missed a couple of days because work or school or had to travel, and now there's more of a difference between you and your friends, that meant you couldn't group up with them. But as you can see here, players drastically, the line I just gave you is now crossed out, so it leads me to believe that that may no longer be the case. Will it make a huge difference? I'm kind of leaning towards a yes, but a little bit of a no still. It's gonna make a difference that if you go ahead and you have a bunch of people who are really good at the game, grind it out, and then you got a new person that joins the group and go ahead and plays with them, and they're winning with them, basically being carried, then they're gonna rank up. But at the same time, I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference for them in specific, for the person that's just being carried, because if you need a whole team to carry you and you're not that good, eventually your rating's gonna drop. It's not gonna make that much of a difference. So I'm perfectly cool with that. I don't think it's gonna be a big issue. The next thing is players that have reached the Grandmaster and Master tiers must be within 500 skill rating of their group mates. So now it makes a difference. Masters and Grandmasters must be within 500 skill ratings of their group mates. So it's like I said, you can't be in Master and Grandmaster and go ahead and be playing with somebody that's all the way down on the Bronze skill tier. So skill rating decay. Players in Diamond, Master, and Grandmaster's tiers that haven't participated in a competitive match for 7 days will lose skill rating. Players with the skill rating above 3,000, meaning Diamond tier or higher, will lose 50 rating points for every 24 hours, but their rating will not fall below 3,000, which is pretty cool, It gives you more incentive to go home and go ahead and play at least one match so you don't go ahead and lose any rating points. I'm not that sure that 50 points is going to be all that big of a letdown if you go ahead and lose it because you can't play a day. And I don't know if, let's say you start a game at 11:50 and it ends at like 1:10. I don't know how that one's gonna work out, but I'm sure it's gonna count for a match for that day. But anyways, at least you don't fall below 3,000, which is great. Competing in a single match will halt skill rating decay, so that's cool. Even if you play one match in one day, you will not lose any skill rating points. So, and last but not least on the skill rating decay, players that haven't participated in a competitive match for 7 days will immediately drop out of the top 500. I'll go ahead and get into the top 500 in a little bit. There are going to be some map changes. I know for a fact that there is a new map. There is going to be a new Assault Escort map. The name of it is, I'll go ahead and put it on the screen because I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. I'm not going to spend like 10 minutes trying to figure it out. So I'll go ahead and put it up on the screen. Map changes, I'm just going to go read through it because I still want to go ahead and go a little bit more in depth after I make this video myself. There's going to be several refinements have been made to the time bank system for Hanamura, Temple of Anubis, and Volskaya Industries. Time bank system has been added to Dorado, Hollywood, Kings Row, Numbani, Route 66, and Watchpoint Gibraltar. And time granted for taking objectives in Dorado, Hanamura, Hollywood, Kings Row, Mumbai, Route 66, Temple of Anubis. Basically all of them has been reduced from 5 minutes to 4 minutes. There's a reason for it, okay? They decided to go ahead and for competitive season 2, games that run out of time without a winner end in a tie. It used to go into sudden death, but they went ahead and they're getting rid of that, and they're just gonna say it's a tie. They made some changes to game modes to go ahead and reduce the chances of you ending in a tie. But just so you guys know, sudden death is no longer gonna be a thing in competitive play. Now let's jump into some more exciting stuff. Competitive points. Now this is kind of what you want to pay attention to. Existing competitive points saved from Season 1 will be multiplied by 10. After winning a competitive match, players will now receive 10 competitive points instead of 1. Players will now receive 3 competitive points for a draw, so if you guys end up, having a draw, you do get competitive points still, so not to worry. 3 points for you guys. The cost of golden weapons has also been multiplied by 10 from 300 to 3000. A soft cap is being placed on the number of competitive points that can be saved. Players with more than 6,000 points at the start of Season 2 will no longer accrue points by playing competitive matches. End of season rewards will still be granted to players at the soft cap. Instead of going into sudden death, like I was saying earlier, tied competitive matches will now result in a draw. Players must now win at least 50 competitive matches to be eligible for a spot in the top 500. Players must now complete more matches to clear the penalty status for leaving a competitive match early. So now, I know some of you might have noticed that there was a lever, I think that's what they called it, a lever penalty that, if I'm not mistaken, was 75% of your XP for the matches you win if you left a match, and now in a competitive match as well. So now you have to play more matches and complete more, not necessarily win them, but you have to go ahead and play more and complete them in general, just so you don't have to deal with the penalty. The penalty is a real big pain in the ass. I don't know why people want to go ahead and quit. It makes no sense. It really puts you back a lot. But if you're one of those people, just try and bear with it, stick with it. If I'm not mistaken, I think you will also get points if you lose, if I'm not mistaken. But that is basically all on the tab of competitive play over here. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description of where I read all this, and so you guys can take a look for it yourselves. Go ahead and leave some comments down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and learned something new about what's gonna come in Season 2, and I'm excited for competitive Season 2. The group is excited, and hopefully we see you guys out there, and have a good day.